I believe that is it. We did it, team. We got through the 80-something conditions. I'll entertain a motion to approve the application with all the conditions, the 82, 83 conditions that we voted on and approved as amended, and the additional list of design waivers as amended. Do I hear a motion?
I will move to approve the application PB 21-15 with all the amendments that we discussed over the last 3 hours and all the design waivers except 5 and 6, which were struck down.
Correct. Thank you. Second? Okay, so I have a motion by the mayor. I have a second by Anis. Is there any discussion? Alan?
I have a statement I want to read regarding this. First of all, in my 46 years experience as a planner, I've reviewed shopping centers, apartment complexes, warehouse complexes, single-family subdivisions, among others. While many of them had conditions of approval, never have I encountered an application such as this, which requires over 80 conditions of approval as being contemplated by the board. Conditions of approval usually are minor in nature, however, and they're basically to make the application a better one. From my perspective, no matter how many conditions are proposed, they don't get to the underlying problems noted by the public and by myself. And now, the applicant's traffic engineer, who I've known for years, provided a good evaluation, and it's a fairly traditional evaluation of future traffic projections. That said, this is not a traditional project. A primary issue that can't be resolved is that of trucks utilizing Clarksville Road to access the site from north at Route 571 and then returning north onto Clarksville Road. There has been no study provided for the intersection of Route 571 and Clarksville Road, where our high school is located. During the course of discussion, the tractor trailers turning left onto Clarksville Road from westbound 571 will undoubtedly not stay in the turning lane given the geometry of the intersection. No amount of signage, no matter what we've said here for conditions, will prohibit traffic from making the turn north onto Clarksville Road from the site. If the county has the culverts reconstructed, the bridge reconstructed, they will accept trucks of a higher weight, and there's little reason to expect that the county's concurrence with signage limiting such truck movements. While we may boast of trucks not making those turns after they get a few tickets, you can't post police there all hours of the day. No traffic impact study has been done to the intersections at the high school on Penn Line on Clarksville Road. At North Coast and Clarksville Road, we have many commuters coming to and from the trains. Station, Meadow Road, and Clarksville Road as well. They're key intersections with respect to tractor trailer routes. There's no discussion of how tractor trailers will be prevented from accessing Meadow Road from Route 1 and then accessing Clarksville Road, particularly if no DOT does not allow any connection to Route 1, that might become problematic. There's also no plan to prevent tractor trailers from utilizing Village Road. I've already seen enough hits in gasoline carriers coming from Costco on Quaker Ridge Road using the road, as well as tractor trailers using this road now as a shortcut to Route 133 and the Turnpike, as well as to the warehouses on that are being constructed newly on East Windsor on Route 571. Now, the traffic engineer utilized conventional methodology in examining projected truck and car movements and their directional flows during peak periods only. These studies work for conventional land uses. Unfortunately, these traffic studies did not consider the specialized nature of warehouses of the magnitude proposed. From my experience, truck traffic may be experienced throughout the day and evening. No analysis of such movements was made. A particular example of truck movements outside of peak traffic periods may be easily found along Cranberry South River Road in Cranberry, South Brunswick, and Monroe, where truck traffic coming off of the turnpike at exit 8A feeds the warehouses both north and south of Route 32. I have seen congestion degrade my travel time to East Brunswick for standing appointments by adding an additional 20 to 25 minutes onto my trips from home over a 15 to 20 year period. And no matter what time of day I make the trip, the time delay is usually the same. While this is anecdotal, I believe that this will hold true as a general principle when trucks for warehousing are added to the road. I'm in agreement with Mike KARP, who had raised this concern at one of our earlier meetings. The specialized nature of truck traffic to and from warehouse complexes outside of peak periods was not discussed and can have a big impact. I'd also note that the steep grade changes over the railroad bridges on both Clarksville Road and also Quaker Bridge Road will add delays and congestion as a result during all hours of the day as trucks shift gears to make it over these bridges. I think West Windsor is a family-friendly town that has always prided itself on the The proposed project presents a threat, I believe, to the safety of school children.
Yes.
Due to the increase in truck traffic near the schools. Nationwide, there's been an increase, a 13% increase in deaths from truck crashes from 2020 to the end of 2021, more than 5,600 persons killed. In these areas, not only do we have general commuter and residential traffic, but we have school buses, parents dropping off, picking up young children. We have teenage drivers who are newly licensed going to and from the high school, and children walking to and from school crossing the same roads these large tractor trailers will use. The impact of the schools and those who use them during the course of the day and when school begins and ends needs thorough review. This was not done. The proposed warehouses themselves are massive in scale, with lengths of roughly 1/3 of a mile and heights of 44 feet. The spacing between the buildings are only 375 feet at the small end and 650 feet at the larger point. We also note the buildings are all on the same plane. There's absolutely no variation in terms of setbacks between them. So the end result is when you're driving down Quaker Bridge Road, you're going to see one building over a mile in length, which from my perspective is not a pretty picture, I guess. Given the mass of the buildings, the lack of varying setbacks, the small spacing between the buildings, they will present an unpleasant view, from my opinion. Again, I noticed, and I just conclude.
Go ahead, read.
That in looking at the purposes of zoning in the municipal land use law, and in looking at the flaws that I've noted in the omissions and the application and all the numerous conditions, I don't believe this application will promote the public health, safety, and welfare of West Windsor. The proposed application also does not advance another purpose of zoning, which is to encourage the location and design of transportation routes, which will promote the free flow of traffic, while discouraging location of such facilities and routes that result in congestion. Finally, the proposed development does not promote a desirable visual environment through creative development techniques and good civic design and arrangement, which is another purpose of zoning. So, those are my thoughts on the application.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. second by Anis. Cindy, please call the roll.
Mayor MARATHE?
Yes.
Mr. BAIG?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mandel?
Yes.
Mr. Hoberman?
Yes.
Mr. PANKOVE?
No.
Mr. Schectel?
No.
Ms. APPELGET?
Yes.
Vice Chairman KARP?
Yes. Motion to approve application passes 5-3.
Shame on you.
Correction 6-2. Correction on the approval 6-2.
Shame on you. Silence.
Okay, at this point,